And we start off with a live look over downtown where we're getting a bit of a reprieve from the rain. You can see some sun poking through those clouds, but more is on the way for some of us and some strong storms, at least the potential for them. And so we start 13 News at 4 here in the Weather Center where Sean's tracking it.
Yes, and so we've already seen some rain today, a lot of rain actually. Is there a chance this could turn more severe?
Not tonight. We do have some pop-ups, but we want folks to be ready for Thursday and especially Friday.
Okay.
Here. So we have much to discuss. I'm going to take you back to earlier this morning from the rain that we had. Some big numbers on the map here, and these verified, by the way. These are radar rain estimates, but we had a 5-inch report at the water treatment plant there in Morristown, 3-4 inches around Fishers, some heavy hitters across the metro area. We had a lot of dry time today. We had the sun come out, and we're heating things up, and we're seeing some new cells develop. These are not severe. They will impact evening plans. You need to be watching radar. There won't be as many on radar here this evening, but there will be some, and anything that pops up, heavy rain potential and some rumbles of thunder. But you can see as we just show the whole viewing area, there's very little rain coverage at this point in time, but we still have another 4 hours of heating here. You see the clouds around and lack of clouds, Terre Haute, Greencastle in the lower 80s. So as we go through the evening and very late tonight, early tomorrow morning, there's going to be a few hit and miss thunderstorms. A few of these could have some hail with them. They'll run their course. A large part of your Thursday, there is not going to be any rain or storms around. We want you to know that. It is going to be miserably hot and humid. Tomorrow, likely our hottest day of the year, most humid day of the year. Even at 7 o'clock tomorrow, there's not a whole lot happening. But we're going to get some intense, isolated, intense, severe storms tomorrow night. And then a higher chance of severe weather on Friday to discuss coming up in the forecast.
All right, and Sean mentioned rain earlier today. Take a look. Flooding caused major problems on the interstates across the metro this morning. Bad timing, too, right in the middle of the commute to work. You can see here multiple lanes of I-65 were closed while workers appeared to be trying to clear a drain. This was on the south side near Edgewood Avenue. Water up to their waist. Thankfully, that has receded and shouldn't cause any problems for the drive home.
Oh, yeah, we needed some help there, so thanks to the workers. And you can track the rain using our interactive radar. Just download the Doppler 13 weather app from your phone's app store.
Clemency is now up to the governor for an Indianapolis man set to be put to death in less than 6 days.
Well, the Indiana Parole Board today recommended that Benjamin Ritchie receive no clemency in his death sentence for killing a Beech Grove police officer. And Rich and I have been following all of this today, and he has a little bit more for us. Rich, can you tell us what's happening here?
So the governor, his office today tells us that the governor is now reviewing that recommendation from the parole board. Benjamin Ritchie is scheduled to die by lethal injection at the Indiana State Prison in Michigan City before sunrise on Tuesday. He received the death sentence for shooting and killing Beech Grove police officer Bill Toney during a foot chase in September 2000. Before making its recommendation, the parole board interviewed Ritchie for an hour on May 5th, then heard 4 hours of testimony on Monday for and against clemency. Ritchie's attorneys argued that he has brain damage from fetal alcohol syndrome disorder that has not been appropriately considered in the courts. Family and friends of Officer Ritchie are asking that the penalty, the death penalty that is, that was decided by a jury 23 years ago, finally be carried out. The parole board also noted over 40 conduct reports, some including violent and threatening behavior by Ritchie in prison. And as part of its recommendation letter to the governor, the parole board wrote, "We felt that his institutional conduct record as a whole did not support commutation of his sentence." So we wait on the governor's decision. Now, we have something just in.
That's right. They just handed this to us. I'm going to let you read that.
All right. This is right from the governor's office in just the last few moments. After carefully reviewing the unanimous recommendation from the state parole board, I've decided to allow the execution of Benjamin Ritchie to proceed as planned for May 20th. So coming up at 5 o'clock, that now leaves just a U.S. Supreme Court appeal that his attorneys have also filed asking for a stay of execution. Coming up at 5 o'clock, we're going to hear from Dee Dee Horan. She is the widow of Officer Toney. We'll also hear from Ritchie's attorneys about their hopes. They were hoping that the governor would still consider clemency. That now is off the table, and we'll hear more reasons why the parole board recommended no clemency in this case.
All right, we'll see you later tonight. Thank you very much, Rich. More news now. Metro Police have arrested a man accused of leaving the scene of a crash that killed a 4-year-old boy and seriously hurt 2 others. It happened on the southeast side on Raymond Street. Police say the 22-year-old was speeding, ran a red light, and crashed into another car and a bicyclist. The cyclist was pulling a trailer with his 4-year-old son inside. That boy died. And at last check, the other driver and the boy's father were still both in critical condition. The man arrested now faces multiple preliminary charges, including reckless homicide. Well, if you've ever driven on the highway here in Indiana, any highway really, you can know it can be a bumpy ride, and finding money to fix our roads has not been easy.
Ooh, not at all. So now the state is considering adding tolls to Indiana interstates. Jenny Runovich is digging into this today. And Jenny, would we have to pay to drive on the interstate?
Yeah, I know. You hear tolls and probably everyone goes, uh-oh, alarm bells.
Yeah, what's happening?
Yeah, well, lawmakers tell me the most likely roads we're talking about are I-65 and I-70. That's according to a lawmaker who sponsored a bill this past legislative session that essentially makes it easier for the state to create toll roads. Language in House Bill 1461 allows INDOT to apply for a waiver from the federal government to toll any highway in the state. If approved, no feasibility study needed, no location restrictions. The Crossroads of America would get the green light for tolling. Lawmakers say the gas tax just is not cutting it for road funding right now. There is a serious shortfall. So the idea is perhaps capture tolls, especially from out-of-state travelers, and use that money to make roads wider, smoother, better for drivers. Governor Braun seems open to the idea. His spokesperson telling us tolling has to be considered to maintain infrastructure. Now, to be clear, there is no decision on this yet. Lawmakers say tolls on our highways are in the discussion phase.
There will be certainly opportunity for feedback. We're already getting feedback that folks don't like the idea. I don't particularly like the idea either. I don't see another viable option.
All right, so we got some feedback on this today, too, from drivers. You will hear what they had to say about paying tolls on I-70 tonight at 6, but take a guess. Most were not too happy about the idea.
No kidding.
You know,
No kidding.
it's divisive, guys.
Oh my gosh. So how much money could this bring in?
Well, that's the thing. It could bring in a lot of money. There was a recent analysis done showing that tolling could generate about $38 billion for Indiana through 2050. So that's why they're taking a close look.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I moved from Chicago, Illinois.
It's a part of life for commuters in Chicago, but it would rock the world of a lot of busy
Yeah,
drivers.
I enjoy
Here's
not
the
having
thing.
that here.
Were the roads better?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
And it comes at a cost.
Yeah,
and
it
they have a
does.
lot more people up there.
Okay.
so-
But no decision yet, though.
no, this is
Okay.
years away if it were even to happen.
Okay.
So.
All right. Thanks for that today.
Yep, we'll follow it.
Appreciate
Okay, everyone calm down.